It happens to the best of us. You're motoring through a conversation or a presentation, and suddenly something goes awry. The next move you make is a big one, and frequently it's the wrong one. So let's have ourselves a pocket-sized pep talk, and I'll share with you what the right move is.
A pocket-sized pep talk, the podcast that can help energize your business and your life with a quick, inspiring message. Now, here's your host, Rob Jollis.
I was never fond of a tattletale. I didn't like them when I was a kid, and I don't like them now. Can you imagine the nerve of someone telling on you when you're in an important meeting? Perhaps standing in front of an audience in the middle of a presentation when the tattletale strikes. Talk about nerve. Who in their right mind would actually go out of their way to alert others of a mistake that you've made? To make it even worse, it's almost always a mistake no one would really ever actually catch if this knucklehead didn't blab to others around them. It turns out, unfortunately, that the knucklehead is you. It happens to the best of us. You're in a pressure situation, and under pressure, it isn't unusual for the mouth to be moving faster than the brain can think. Instead of slipping in a filler word like or we slip in filler sentences like these. Oh boy, I forgot to bring an important document. That's okay, we can work with this other one instead. It's almost as good anyway. Or, we're running a little short on time today. I'm going to have to cut out a small piece I normally like to do, but we can manage without it. Or, I forgot to tell you something I should have mentioned earlier. I'll just tell you about it now. Unfortunately, these filler sentences are not only unnecessary, but they also alert others of mistakes you are making. These are mistakes that people would be totally unaware of. There wasn't someone being such a tattletale. You're not just tattling on yourself, you're also diminishing the experience you're creating for others. You forgot to bring an important document? Just show them the other document is almost as good, and don't forget it again. Why would you tell them of your mistake? Now you've convinced them that they're receiving inferior information. You're running a little short on time today? Why do they need to know this information? Cut out that short piece you can easily manage without and give your audience the joy of being part of a wonderfully run program delivery. Finally, you forgot to tell them something you should have mentioned earlier? Just mention it to them now and tell them how important it is to mention it now. Give them the joy of hearing this essential point. So often, we are our worst enemies. We aren't being judged on how perfectly we handle information. We're being judged on how perfectly we handle ourselves. For the most part, people are rooting for you. And by rooting for you, they're rooting for themselves. They don't need to hear, nor do they want to hear, of your mistakes. These mistakes are as irrelevant to them as they are to you. But these filler word phrases spoken under your breath are never lost on others. As a matter of fact, these little tattletales become a major focus to others and leave a lasting impression. Those you're communicating with are left thinking, it was a good meeting. Only the person I was listening to had done fill in the blank. Mistakes can and will almost always happen. But the next time you're searching for a document, or you're making some delivery decisions on the fly, or you're failing to mention something you normally mentioned earlier, or you're struggling with any of 1,000 other things that can often go awry, don't be a tattletale. Spare all those around you your filler words that no one really wants to hear. Just cover it up and push forward.
Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's show, please rate and recommend it on iTunes, Outcast, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also get more information on this show and Rob at jollis.com.